Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to do another joint video with my updates because yeah, we're just going to have that. We're going to do pan those eyeshadows as well as my level up project pan. So let's start off with pan those eyeshadows, and the first shade that we had in here, and that comes from my Too Faced Best Year Ever 2018 palette. I have the shade trimmed in here. And this is what it looks like today. Unfortunately, we don't have a pan, but I have used it 4 additional times for a total of 15 times. Really? Is that right? Yeah, it could be. So I've used it 15 times. I think I've used it twice on my nails in those 15 uses. Still no pan, and it is a shimmer. So that just tells you how hard pressed and how hard it is to hit pan on a Too Faced, because using something on your nails, as you will see later on, will create pan very quickly. But this one is still staying in. I think if I use it on my nails again, or a few times on my lower lash or something, maybe I could have a pan in this until the next update. Who knows? But it is staying in. So let's move on to the next shade, which is Instinct from my Clay Play palette. I've used it 5 additional times for a total of 30 times. And this is what it looks like right now. So I have a little pan there. Look at that. I thought I would have pan in this one as well, but I haven't used it as much as I wanted to, mostly because yeah, I just didn't. I just didn't. But it's nice to see another pan. As you can see, we have expanded this shade even more than before, and I'm very happy with how this one is looking right now. I feel like it will be very easy to pan here whenever I do try to do that. I just feel like it's a very nice everyday palette, which also happens to still smell really good and like chocolate. So this one will be rolling out, and that was one of the 2 shadows that I randomized from a whole collection. So I have actually randomized one, like totally randomized a shadow. Then we come to the two shades that I've picked from palettes that I've randomized. So let's start with the Ciate 9-piece palette. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. So this is how it looks. And I wanted to hit pan on the second shade, which is like a peachy orange with some gold shimmers in it. So it was totally new when I rolled it in, or maybe I had used it a couple of times, but I couldn't see it. And now at least we have a slight dip going on here. I have used this 5 times, and usually in shimmers, you would be able to see more of that, but this is actually pretty hard pressed, which surprised me because these other shimmers that I've hit pan on already, they weren't that hard pressed. But I do enjoy it. I use it all over my lid, up into my crease, and yeah, it's a pretty nice summery shade actually, so I'm happy to continue to use this. Then I had randomized the Christmas Eve palette from Oda's Eye, and I chose the shade Slivery Dream. And this is how it looks like right now. So we do have a pretty good dip, and I loved pairing this with a silver from my Pan palette. I'm in love. Whenever I do reach pan in this, I want to remember to use it this fall because that was such a nice combo, and I forgot to take a picture of it. Silly me. I've used this 6 times, and I do use a pretty big but condensed brush, so I feel like the dip is pretty wide. So I feel like I will be able to finish this shade at some point. I mean, out of all of my Oda's Eye palettes, even though I love the formulas, the mattes are really hard pressed and the shimmers are often very colorful. So I have no like hope of finishing a whole palette, or maybe a few shades, but most of the shades are really not an everyday shade for me. So for me to be able to say that I would probably want to use this up at some point, that's big, that's huge for me. And yeah, I really like this. It's a cool tone brown, and I'm not done with it, so I get to play around with it more. It's a little bit sad though that we're in the middle of the summer and it's like a heat wave out there. Right now it's been like thundering and raining a little bit, but we've had like a week with super nice weather, a little bit too warm maybe, but I've been very happy with the weather. So that one is staying in. Then we come to my singles. Oh, I forgot to bring my singles, which is so bad, but maybe I should keep this in. No, I really shouldn't. I will randomize something afterwards. I just don't want to get up right now. We have this liquid eyeshadow. I want to use my singles 3 times or hit pan on them, but I am changing that goal because I realize that I am overwhelmed with eyeshadows. So if I use it at all, I can roll it out. And if I don't, I should probably declutter it. I have used this once and it was actually surprisingly nice, and it didn't crease on me like the other liquid eyeshadows that I've tried have. So I'm happily surprised, and I did a pretty nice look with it, if I do say so myself. I've only used it once, but I will roll it out, and I think the next update will be like in 2 months. So that's why I don't want to keep it in. I want to randomize something else, and then I want to bring it in here. And then we have the bronzer. As of the last update, I had used it 52 times, and now I have used it 11 additional times for a total of 63 uses. Still no pan. Can I even see the ring more? I don't know, but I do feel like I can use a lot more of this right now because I have started to use powder foundations again, which means this doesn't adhere as well as if I had like a liquid foundation or something. It becomes a lot more pigmented then. But if I just use a powder foundation or something, this I can use a lot more of this. So yeah, I really hope I can have pan in this until the next update in 2 months. It shouldn't be undoable, I feel like, but who knows? Sometimes things take a lot longer than you think, and then sometimes you hit pan straight away. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with that one. Something that broke on me like a month ago or 2 is this Pixie blush duo. So I just repressed the whole thing in here. And now it's not a duo anymore. So I'm trying to hit pan on this as well. And I realized I didn't say that before, but this is Panthos Eyeshadows / pan in everything. So that's why I have a bronzer and a blush in here that I want to hit pan on. So I have used this pretty many times, as many as I did the bronzer, 11 times. So that makes a total of 36 uses. That's pretty good. But I think this was pretty deep actually, so I don't think I will be hitting pan anytime soon. I am using this over other blushes. It's kind of a topper. It doesn't give that much color in itself. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say shimmery, but kind of dewy. Like it makes you glow more than shine, let's say. I don't know how to explain that, but I do like it as a blush topper, and it's not hard to use at all. So that leaves me with bringing in another shade, and I have randomized this one. Even if you can't see it, it just takes too long to re-roll and do everything on camera. So I rolled in the shade Vintage, and I thought it was the blue in here. It's from the Tarte Palette. I thought it was the blue, but it's not. It's the white, and I love white matte shades. And this smells so good. Lots of chocolate today. But I am so relieved that we actually got a white shade and not this blue one, because that blue is really not my thing. But all of the other shades, I feel like at some point I can use them, you know? But the white is great right now. I mean, we're in the dead of summer, so I will want to do very light looks, and I will want to lighten them up a bit. I love white shades. They're the best. And that was it for this part of the video. So let's move on to the level up part. I have used this sparkling rosé palette from Makeup Mecca. I wanted to hit 4 pans and use all of the shades 4 times for level 4. If I have done that, I will level up to level 5, where I have to use 5 shades. No, I have to use all of the shades 5 times and then hit 5 new pans. I did slightly changed the rules last time and said that if I actually finish a shade, I will count that as a new pan because that is harder. And this is what it looks like right now. So as you can see, we have one empty and 3 pans showing. One there, there, and there. This was the last one. And I was just waiting to do this update because I wanted to hit that so badly. I used it twice on my nails and I used it a few times as well. I think I used it on my lower lash a couple of times. And yeah, the sad part is that this is the best and creamiest formula in here. But I hate this shade. I hate gold on me. Like, it doesn't work. But on my nails, it's pretty okay. It's a little bit funny though, because it is the like background shade, let's say, and then I have like a sparkly, flaky gold polish on top. But underneath, it's almost like a brown orangey shade and not at all goldy to me, which is pretty weird because this is as gold as you get, you know? So this one is actually rolling out, but let's take a look at how much I've used each shade. I forgot to use some shades. I had used some of them like twice or 3 times and I needed to use it once or twice more. No, I forgot. You know what? I will make a point of using those shades that I haven't actually used 4 times. I'm so annoyed. But we will roll in a new palette today. I totally forgot. Anyway, I used this one 13 additional times for a total of 33 uses to use it up. Sparkling I didn't use at all this month, but I did use it 9 times last month. Dreamy I've used 5 times last month, but nothing this month. Rose I used 7 additional times for a total of 28 uses. Happy I used twice more for a total of 4 uses in this project. Picnic I only used once for a total of 3 uses. So I have to use that one once more. Candy Floss I used twice more for a total of 5 uses. Bubbly I didn't use at all. I was supposed to use that one twice more for a total of 4 times, but I've only used it twice in total. So I have to use this one once, this one twice. Garden I've used once more for a total of 9 uses. So yeah, we do have 2 shades in here left. So I need to use this once more and twice more. It shouldn't be too hard, but I did realize that this one was pretty much like the Ciate London palette, or that shade that I wanted to hit pan on. So let's compare them since we are doing the update here. So those 2 shades, like this one and this one, they're pretty much alike. They're very similar. So that's why I haven't used it, I think. But anyway, we are rolling this out and we are starting level 5. Okay, so we're going to randomize 4 palettes and I can choose which one I want to work on. And I am so excited to actually finish this this 5th level so that I can level up to level 6 and 7. Let's see how far I can get this year, but if I can finish level 6, that would be such an achievement. That would be so much fun. So the first one is Makeup Revolution Mesmerize palette. I can also choose from the Juvia's The Saharan palette. The third palette is the Tarte from Tarte Pro. So that's actually the one I have here in my Pando's eyeshadows. Yeah, we'll talk about that one. And then the 4th and last palette that I can choose from is the Otis Eye Saga Freya Cat's Breath palette. So I will be back in a jiff. Okay, so I'm back. That didn't take very long at all. Let's start off with the Revolution palette Mesmerize. I feel like this is a really nice palette to start with. I don't think I've used more than maybe 2 shades in here though since I got it. I think I got it last Christmas maybe. And I feel like this is a fall palette. I think it's pretty well balanced. It's not too cool, it's not too warm. And yeah, I would like to use this in fall time, but not in the dead of summer. So I will probably not choose that one. For level 5, we have the Sago Freya from Odin's Eye. It looks like this. It only has 9 shades and I have pan in 2 of them. Yes, 2 of them. So if I chose this one, there would only be 2 shades left by the end of it without pan, which would be great. I feel like some of these shades would be easy to work on right now. I feel like this one, I could actually work on a blue. Who am I? I feel like maybe these 4 would be okay. I wouldn't mind using the other ones, but I wouldn't want to use them that much, you know, to hit pan on. The mattes in Odin's Eye palette, they're crazy, like they're deep and they're hard pressed. So I really don't feel like this would be easy to hit pan on, and I think I would get pretty bored. It's not like something I would use every single day. Maybe the white peach I would, and this one I would probably use for an everyday look as well. But the other shades are like, I want to use them, but maybe only 5 times, you know? So I don't feel like I can find 5 shades in here which I want to pan right now. Then we have the Saharan by Julia's Place. This one is, I feel like this is a mess. Like, I feel like the color story is everywhere. I feel like I don't know how these shades go together necessarily. Like, what would these pinks, pinky purples, like, what would that go with in this palette? I don't know. I feel like this is just shades randomly picked and thrown in there. It's not that there's anything wrong with the shades necessarily, but I feel like as a palette, it's just, it confuses me a lot. And the question is if I could actually hit pan on 5 shades in here. Of course I could. And there are a lot of shimmers in here, so I wouldn't have to pick mattes, which is a really, like, it's a plus if it has a lot of shimmers because they're so much easier to pan on. But I feel like this is a little bit too warm toned. On the other hand, it's summer, so we'll be getting into warmer times where I can actually use a little bit of warmer looks. But again, I feel like this is more of a fall palette. It's not light enough for me. So we'll think about that one. And then the last one is the Tarte Pro palette from Tarte. And of course, if I hit pan in the white one, which is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, I won't count it towards this project because I need 5 new pans. And I have to think about it, I think, because even though I really like these shades, it's not really the time for this palette either. I thought I would be able to go with this, but I feel like it's going too dark. I don't know what to do, guys. Maybe I would go for the black one and have on my lashes and have a brown in my brows or something, but it's not that much fun, you know? This was a lot harder than I thought. I thought I would pick this one, and now when I'm looking at the shades individually, I feel like I don't want to use it. I don't want to pan that one. So maybe I would go with a Saharan anyway. Should I? Maybe it's not so bad anyway. I know at least some of these things I can use as face products. Like I can use this as a blush, this as a bronzer, or no, this one as a bronzer. This one I could probably use on my lashes. Let's go for this one. I never thought I would say it, but let's go for this one for level 5. It will take me such a long time. What am I doing? But I don't really want to work on the other ones. It would be, maybe the Mesmerize palette would be a good one anyway. I mean, I feel like it would be easier to hit pan on some of these shades because it goes a lot lighter. Maybe I should go for this, because I feel like it would be so much easier. And we want easy if we want to level up fairly quickly, you know? I don't know, guys. Help me through the camera. I feel like this one would be more fun to use because I could go with different kinds of looks. So maybe now would be the time for it, but I feel like this one would be easier for an everyday look, which would mean I would get more use out of this one. You know what? I have a lot of shimmers in my Tarte palette. So if I can go for some mattes in here and just pair them with kind of any shimmer, maybe that would be better. So let's go with the Makeup Revolution Mesmerize palette instead. This was a hard one. This was really hard to decide actually, but I'm going with this one. And that is my final offer, my final bid, my final decision. So that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and then I'll see you in the next one. Have a great evening. Bye.